everybody, it's Yvonne here. I want to show you today how to make this cute card that I was inspired by on Pinterest. And it opens like this. I would say it's kind of diagonal opening. I think it's a different type of card. I love it because you can mix it a little bit more masculine, so it makes it a little more special for the male, because male always seems to be a little out there for a nice card. And let me show you how I did this. It's really simple. You are going to take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and you are going to take your scoreboard, and on the 8.5 inch side, you are going to score it 4 1/4 all the way down to the bottom. So 4 1/4 all the way down. Then you're going to pull it on the 11 inch side, and you are going to score it at 5 1/2 all the way down. And you don't need a big scoreboard for this because you can use it like I just did. And then the way I made it was I took my ruler, because I can't fit it in my cutter. And I don't know, maybe you can. If you can, more power to you, because you will need to cut diagonally right straight through to the bottom. So what I did is I put a pencil mark like this. So from corner to corner, I made a pencil mark right across. And now what I did is I took my cutter here, and I took the safety guard out, which probably not recommended, but I did it. And the reason being is that I could pull my paper off of the edge. If I keep my guard like this, I can't slide the paper underneath. It'll stop right there. So I took the guard off, and I ended up aligning the corner right straight through. Like that. Okay. Oop, I missed it. Like that, and then I cut it all the way down. I turned it over and did the same thing on the other side. Now, you know, you guys are experienced crafters, most of you. If you're not, just follow what I did. If so, you may have a better way to do this, and more power to you. And I cut my piece. Now, with the pencil mark, for those of you who do not have a cutter that you can extend, just use your scissors. Cut it up. Same idea. So all we do at this point, you can make 2 cards because you're going to end up having 2 pieces. You are going to fold it, meeting the corner right here. Give it a good crease. And then I'm going to turn this one over and do the same thing. Add it to the corner there. Everything should match up pretty good. If I do it like that. And I have myself my diagonal card. It's as simple as that. Then what I did is I took some decorative paper. Any decorative paper will do. I chose, I don't know where I did, right here. I chose out of DCWV this Indigo Craft Rose Gold. There was 20 sheets in it. I have used quite a bit of sheets, but for now I have this one left over. So I'm going to take this. There were quite a few different sheets I could have used for the male, but I want to keep it the same because I don't want to make it feminine at all. So therefore, I have this cardstock here. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut a piece, and the piece is going to measure 4. It's going to measure 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to take my cutter out here, and this is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut it at 4 like that, and I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 like this. Now this one here, you're going to have to do the same. Cut it in the middle diagonally, but here we have no issues because the paper is not too big that it won't let you cut it diagonally on your board. There, I have 2 pieces, exactly what I wanted. Now I want to add a little bit on this piece as a layer. So as you can tell here, I have a layer of kind of a crumb cake, I guess, color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece, but this piece is going to be at 4 by 5 1/4. 4. I believe I need another piece. Bear with me. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go 5 1/4 by 4. By 4. Cut diagonally. Again, you cut this diagonally like this. Don't be afraid to go searching Pinterest, because it's not everybody who can, do one on the whim. We all need sometimes some inspiration, and that's perfectly fine. Now, I told you to cut this by 5 1/4 by 4. Unfortunately, I said it wrong. It shouldn't have been 5 1/4. Should have been 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut this at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off each side, which will bring me to 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let me do this. 3 3/4. Pull this one back against it and cut it off. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Because I have it, I'm going to pull it at 4 3/4, but not all the way down. I'm going to start 1/2 inch here, and I'm going to flip it over and do it a 1/2 inch on the other side. And I do believe I have it. 5 3/4 right here. Like that. Like that. And like that, and we have ourselves the layer. Okay, so again, to recap, this is going to be 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And the bottom layer is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. 4, this is 3 3/4 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5. This is 5 1/4 by 4. I had this a little playing game with my head here for a minute. I didn't know where I was going. Okay, so all I'm going to do is glue it on top. I'll put the measurements on the screen just to reassure you guys that the measurements are right. And when I do this, and you just layer your cardstock, as you can tell. I'm going to leave 1/4 inch. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's a quick card. It's not a card that takes a long time. It's quite simple to make. And it makes it really, it looks like it's a difficult card, but it really isn't. It's a really pretty little card. And I'm just going to add this on top like that. I like wet glue, but you can use whatever glue you want. I'm using the Nouveau clear drying glue here from Nouveau. I like it. And I find that it gives me time. It gives me time to for placement when I do it this way. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to run a bead right straight through. Get it going. There you go. Like that. Again, you could use some tape if you prefer. I just find, like I said, it gives me time to be able to set it down straight. I have a really hard time putting things straight, so I find that helps me out a lot. I wasn't a big fan of white glue before because I found sometimes it left it ripply. But as I experienced with glue, there are some that are better, better in a sense that it's not as watery as some, and it sticks better and it lasts longer on, because the less water there is in the glue, I think the better the glue is. There you go. I'm already there. Now you're going to cut a strip of blue, or a strip of whatever, And you are going to cut that to 1 inch. So I'm going to cut this whole thing 1 inch by 10. Now, I'm not sure I have 10 inches there. Let me see. Let me see. Let's go here. 1 inch. You could do this with any scrap of paper. You do not necessarily need to have this blue matching paper. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it up to 10. I don't know if you can see. Sorry that I'm not all on screen here, but I'm just cutting the paper 1 by 10. I have it close up so you can actually really see what I'm doing here. What I did is I added the card first to make sure that I would not put it too snug, but yet snug enough to hold it, like so. And it matched exactly in the middle. And then I just added some glue right while it was there, like so. And I added the banner. Kept my finger on it for a second. My nails are a mess from working with all this wonderful, wonderful stuff. Then I took my 2.5 inch punch and I punched it out of blue cardstock, like that. Then I took and my 2 inch punch and I punched a piece of kind of that beige. If you wanted to, you could use your decorative paper, but I prefer to use this because I want it to stamp. So this works for me. Now you can stamp before, you can stamp after. That's totally up to you. And put whatever sentiment you want on it. It's totally up to you. At this point, I had used a sentiment from the Autumn Harvest for the Love of Stamps. And I used birthday, best, and wishes out of this collection. It's a beautiful collection. Has all kinds of beautiful stuff on it. The Autumn collection. And all I did was line up birthday. If you have the Misty or some type of positioner, you can use that. I'm just going to eyeball it like I do everything else pretty much I work with. And that. And then all I do is I take my good old block, line it up like that. I have Memento in Tuxedo Black. I stamp my stamp. You can use whatever you want. Excuse my head. And done. Add the back, glue. Pull your card up. Add it to the center. Oh, I put too much glue here. Hold on. I was not rationally thinking. And I'll take it off, make sure it doesn't glue on the... And I put it straight. And look at that. We are pretty much done. Now, I'm not a big sentiment inside card user just because I love to handwrite my own sentiments. Sometimes I'll add some, but in most cases I don't. I write it by hand. I think it's very personal that way. So this is how you make this card, guys. This one here, same thing, easy peasy mail card that anyone in your love life or as just a person in your life would appreciate. This is Yvonne. I'm going to sign up for now, and I'm going to be back with more very shortly. So have yourself a great day, but most importantly, be happy. Talk to you later.